think I'm finally starting to get the hang of this thing. Whoa. That was too much. There we go. I don't claim to be a tuner in any way, shape, or form. Hell, I just bought all this tuning crap and I'm trying to figure it out myself. So anyway, there it is, guys. Finally got the car back. Starting to do some tuning, try to get this thing figured out. Have a friend come over because he knows more about tuning than I do. And then we should be able to get to do some racing with this thing finally. But yeah, I'm just screwing around trying to figure this stuff out. The only problem with Crome, that's what I'm using right now. Trying to figure this thing out. For some reason, the only thing I can do is ignition and the injectors. I don't know, I've searched all around it, I can't figure it out. I mean, maybe that's one of the reasons why people keep saying that Crome is crap, I don't know. But I've got other programs on here, so I will check these out. Honda, see, I know I got Neptune here somewhere. I gotta figure out which one that is. I'm gonna try that one. So here's Neptune. Check this one out. Oh, apparently the camera didn't record that. Neptune, for some reason, wouldn't connect to my stuff. I'm using this Moates, I think is how they pronounce that. See, here's EC Tune. Alright, EC Tune kept closing itself, and for whatever reason, EC Tune's the people that make it and whatever else, those guys, I guess, went out of business or whatever the hell, because they don't warranty their product, they don't update their product, whatever the hell's going on with those guys, I don't know. So, I think this is K-Tune that I have open now. It's got a whole lot of different options here. Let's see if I can get this thing to connect to my ECU. Nope, no good there. So we'll try this S300. I thought this was called Honda. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know shit about tuning, so whatever. So I can open up all these graphs and I can change variables and everything else, but I can't figure out how the hell to actually burn anything to the ECU itself. Well, this sucks. Crome is the only thing that I can get to actually do anything out of all of these programs. And it's like I've only got two options here, you know what I mean? This is it. Fuel and spark. That's all I've got. I can't time air fuel ratio, I can't set target idle even if I try to change that, it still doesn't do anything. I can change all these little variables and everything that are in my tables. Anytime I change them and I update and I write it to the disk, or write it to the chip down there, it'll fluctuate my RPMs and everything else, but so anyway, transmission rebuilder. I bought that starter from him. I got about 50 uses out of it. Now it's burned out. Battery tie down. Shit. What battery tie down? I don't know why the hell he changed all my stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna see, because I can't spend any more money on this damn money pit here. I'm going to see if my F22A6 out of the old Accord, I'm going to see if I can use that starter, see if these two match up. F22A6 and the Civic's D16 starter. Well, they're pretty close. Their solenoids are in different positions. It looks like the brackets are actually a little bit different, and the bendix are also different. So, could it be made to work? Yes. Am I going to do that? No. I've had enough bad experiences with that. Let's see this. Yeah, it looks like the end of this housing matches up on both of them. But this bendix is much further in. This one's much shorter, and it's got this little extra piece on there, which probably goes into the transmission housing, maybe. Yeah. So I'm definitely not going to do that. I'll just have to wait till I can afford another starter, which is not going to be for a while. So this project is getting put on hold even longer. But if you find yourself having to take your starter out, this is the top bolt, the shorter one, and this is the bottom bolt. And they're both 14 millimeter. All right, I just got a new starter today. Slap that sucker in there. Now we're gonna see if it works. Does kick ass. Okay, so now when the sun comes up, I can get back to tuning this sucker. And just so you guys know, I've taken the 440cc Subaru injectors that I had in the twin turbo Accord, and I've already put those in there. So now I just need to tune it for those higher pulse width injectors. So now I'm having an issue. I can't get my damn Crome system. I can't get it to bring up these little, this little, I don't know, bar section here that has these little tools to click on. I've got it goes just straight from tables straight down to the columns. So what the hell happened to this? Where the hell did this go? I can't modify my damn ECU without these. I can't get version 1619 or version 1613 to do it. See, look, all of a sudden those little bars are gone. Go straight from tables, graphs, options, down to the columns. Where the hell did they go? Everything was fine until I restarted the computer. I come down here to live tuning, that doesn't do anything. It just tells me the connection timed out, so... I mean, what the hell? Computer makes that little jingle when it detects that I plugged it in. Turn the key back to the on position. Do live tuning again. It brings that up and it tells me a connection timed out. Everything's still plugged in. I didn't change anything. What the hell? And another thing that's really stupid about this is if you close it, you reopen it, sometimes it doesn't even bring up those little options that were down there. I'd like to know how to get that damn thing to stop asking me that stupid question. See, down there at the bottom now, those little menu options that were down there are gone. But then if I run as administrator, still didn't bring it up. Version 1619, what version is this one? Because for some reason this one's doing it. 1613, see, it's got it down there. Why does the older version have the extra menu options, but the newer one doesn't? There has to be another version or something that I had opened up when I was doing this, when I had those extra menu options there. And then I open that same one that still has those little menu options down there. But I need the ones that's right here so I can actually make changes to the ECU. Alright, let's try this. Screwing around with this thing in my desktop computer, and I downloaded every possible still available download for the Crome program. I got beta 1.55, I had a 1.53, 1.65, 1.64, etc., etc., etc. I tried them all, and they all still, some of them showed up with those little menus down there, and some of them showed up without them. But the same thing is that none of them would show up with that top one. And then I started screwing around with the settings. File, settings, and options, real time. There you are. Okay, Moates devices. Detect connection. Okay, we'll turn the key on. Try it again. Could not. Okay, we'll put it in the on position. Still can't connect. Oh, shit. Duh. Number one to number one. 2 to 2, okay. There we go. Can't just hook up the power supply and expect the fucking thing to work. There we go. Successfully connected. Now we got read and write, motherfucker. Jesus. Okay. So we're going to read the program that I have on there. Okay. You see mine's completely different because, like I said, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Save as. We'll save this to the desktop as our starting one. The hell, did you save it to the desktop? Saved it to a desktop. No. Refresh. No, still didn't show up. Give me that and put it right here. What the? Where the hell did it go? Oh, sweet Jesus, are you serious? God damn, whatever. Okay, it's saved, so wherever the hell it's saved, that's where it's saved. We're going to take that one that I wanted to do. Now we're going to write that one. Okay, we'll try a different one then. Will live tuning stay on? No, connection timed out. We'll make sure we're still connected. Let's device, detect. Okay. Now, live tuning. Why the hell do you keep timing out? What the hell? Real-time programming is turned on. Alright, screw it. I'll load one of my other bins that I've got here. D-Series. Wait a minute. Go back to that last one. 1.6 liter Integra. Alright, we will write that one. What the hell? Do it again, right. Alright, I just pulled those two plugs out and shoved them back in there. What the hell was that? Do live tuning now? No, connection's still timed out. Okay, and then that little thing just automatically, when I disconnect that one. I don't know. Ah, it's that one. When I disconnect this one, we'll see what that one goes to. And that menu will pop back up here in a second. There it is.
Alright, what the hell does that one go to? Follow this one over and that goes, yeah, that goes down to where the chip goes. That's that sucker. So anytime you disconnect that one, that'll get your little menu here. Real-time update now. Lambda. In case you were wondering, that little lambda symbol, that little Half-Life looking symbol right there, that thing is supposed to be your air-fuel ratio. I don't know why the hell it's stuck on this one. Whatever. I'll have to open up a different map then. Civic D16Z6. Right. Now remember, I've got Subaru injectors in the sucker now. Now that's a good question. With the key in the off position, still hooked up, will it write the data? It's still connected, so yep, it'll still write the data. It'll still read the data. And it's verified, okay. So I can still do this even with the key off. Open. Screw it, let's go B series. Anybody got 450? D16. What the hell? What the hell is D16 in here? Open. See if I can find my old tunes. What I was doing. Desktop. This isn't even Honda stuff. Where the hell's the one I had? Damn it. Working on a bunch of them, and then I let the damn battery die because I had to wait until I could get a damn starter. So the computer just sat out here in standby mode until it ran out of power. Now I can't find all my stuff. And this is where being a tuner comes into play. I've selected the ignition fuel table, selected the whole thing, and I went up about 15 of these little arrows up here. Go up a couple of more. Write the data. Okay, let's see. Down a couple. Injector duty cycle. And I can't tune it anymore today because the battery is going dead. So I have to pick this up tomorrow. So I just tried to do it again. I was also trying to find my old tuning files, which I can't find for some damn reason. So this whole Windows 10 bullshit is pissing me off, so I'm just gonna erase the whole damn computer, throw Windows 7 on there, be done with that problem. It kept making me ask permission from myself to do the searches. That's retarded. So all this garbage is gone, and I'm just gonna load this stuff back on there.
But you see, that's the difference between my videos and everybody else's. Nobody else will show you their mistakes along the way. They won't show you the things that they had to do to try to correct it and try to figure the process out. They'll just jump straight into, okay, we're tuning, we're done, we're driving. My videos, granted, I fuck up a lot, okay? But the only way to learn from something is to make the mistake. I don't care who you are, I don't care how elevated you think your status is in life, okay? If it's the Titanic, it doesn't matter if you think you're first class, above everybody else. The fact is, you can't fly, motherfucker. We're all gonna drown together. The difference is, some of us are gonna figure out how to swim, and some of us are gonna figure out how to die. So, I'm sitting down here trying to figure out how to swim. Are you gonna try to swim with me? Or are you just gonna freeze to death and sink to the abyss?
Well, I wasn't able to get the Windows 10 crap wiped off of there, but I was able to delete a whole bunch of crap that was interfering with everything, so at least now I'm not having a problem, except for now I'm able to get the car to start just a little bit. The injectors, the new Subaru 440cc injectors compared to the 200 injectors, or whatever the hell they were, that were in it, I was getting it to pop last night. And I was only getting it to stay running if I had my foot on the gas, but it was running really shittily. Alright, what the hell's going on here? Every time I try to adjust just the ignition or just the injectors, every time I do, and I switch over to the other one, it changes it too. I had this all the way down to about 2%. And when I lowered it, it lowered this one as well. So watch, this one's 908. Now lower this one down. When I come over to here, it's not 908 anymore. Why the hell is this one lowering at the same time? And as if that ain't a bad enough problem. For some reason, I've gone and I've downloaded every single Crome version that you can get your hands on between 1.5 and 1.64. I think this is 1.613 because it's got these extra little menus down here. All the other ones don't seem to have this. So this is 1.6.13. The newest one right now is 1.619. But for whatever reason, I'm coming up here to plugins. I got none of these. I don't have advanced boost tables and all that other stuff. And for whatever reason, I was trying this on my desktop. Anytime I try to load a P28 ECU, it kept telling me that it won't adjust it won't adjust boost tables for a P28, like it's not supported or something is what it was saying. The great thing about me having to go through this hell is that if you're having the same problems that I'm having, eventually I'm going to find a solution, and I'm going to tell you what I did, and then it's going to help everybody. Because you know me, I'm not going to upload the damn video until I get this thing figured out. If I don't get it figured out, I don't upload the video. That's one of the reasons why this is taking so damn long. I'm not just like, okay guys, so here's the update, it's still not running, alright, peace out. You know, that ain't me. Or even worse, once it's all done, mount the camera right here on the X bar, and then have my friend sitting over here. You can see him pushing buttons on the computer screen, but you can't see what the computer screen's saying. And he's just making changes, and then we're just all, yeah, it's running a lot better, and then he'll show you nothing about what they did. That ain't my style. Another problem is I go here to Tools, and I come down to Advanced Tables. No? Yeah, see? That's another problem. All those friggin' menus and everything that were supposed to be here are gone now. They were here beforehand. God, it's just one problem after another. I go to Fuel Multiplier. Every time I change every time I change this damn thing, okay. Now, when I come back, it's still gonna say 200, damn it. Yeah, 240, it still says 240. I just changed the son of a bitch. And that's another problem that gets me too, is that when I came through here, when I did all these, before the starter went out, I had the whole damn thing, all the way down through the boost tables, all the way down to B14, B16, whatever the hell it was, all the way over to here. It was all the way across the damn screen. I had them all multiplied and changed, and the car was running fine. But then when I reload them onto this this time around, I mean, I didn't do anything to the damn computer. Every time I try to load them now, all of a sudden these are blank spots, and these are gone. Why the hell did they change? I saved them so that they wouldn't change. But now look, I got a dead spot down here all of a sudden. What the... And another issue that arises, this is at 1199 and it's in the red. But down here, this one's closer to an actual color, you know, green and shit, but it won't go down anymore. I come up here and it stays at 1199. It'll go up, but it won't go down. Oh, now it goes down. What the hell? I can't adjust them all at the same time. Fuck, whatever. So now I'm manually going through and I'm changing each one. But for whatever reason, I mean, what the hell's the point of saving a tune if when you save it and then reload it later on, it changes itself? What the hell's the purpose? Alright, so this is kind of a greenish color, but it won't go lower than 180, so I think it'll go to like 179, but it won't. For whatever reason, it won't go any lower. Oh, fuck. Yeah, now it does. What the hell? What the holy hell? That don't make any sense. Make me go through and change them one by one, and now you want to go down. Where the hell's green at? Is there a green or is it... No, it's just blue. Jesus. Yeah, there's something all screwed up with this program. Anyway, let's try this. Nope, still nothing. So in this one, I downloaded 1619 and 1613. And I was swapping plugins back and forth. Now I've actually got these showing up down here. And I've also got these showing up, so we'll see if I can do that to the other one. Fixed it. The issue, now I've got all my boost tables on there and everything's all the way that it was. The problem was with the software. I had to completely wipe it, find a clean install, and then reinstall the damn thing. So now everything's cool. So this is one of my last ones that I was working on before the starter died. Come on. Come on. Come on. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now I've got advanced tables. See right here, tools, advanced tables. Now all these menus are on here. That was the damn problem. Okay, now I need to... something to do with the injector dead times. I don't know how the hell I'm supposed to change them, but I know that what I need to do now that I've changed my injectors, I have to do this somehow. Ooh, I wonder... Let's try that. Let's try shift, click that. Okay, now injector duty cycle is at 2, 3, all the way up to 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it did change. Why the hell? It's still changing though. Yeah, it doesn't make any damn sense. Okay, maybe I'll figure that out. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But I'm chalking this one up in the win category. Come on. And my battery's going down, so gotta give it more time to charge. Man, this is turning out to be such a handful. I'm about ready to swear off Hondas for good. Oh God. I mean, you can build an engine. You can do paint and body. You can make the engine faster and do performance upgrades. You can repair one. or you can tune them. I mean, odds are you can't do all of those things. Odds are. I'm doing my damnedest to try, but man. Alright, let's try this. Now that I've got a clean install, now that everything's working. Where was it? Advanced tape, no. I think it was options. Nope. Fuel multiplier, there it is. When it wouldn't change to 400, we'll hit OK. I don't know if that did anything. Fuel multiplier. No, it still didn't change. What? So I'm talking to my friend right now, trying to help me figure this out over the phone. He recommended that I set this battery injector offset from 32, and that's what it was. Click on this little menu over here. It was 32. He said set it to 0.73. But while I'm here, I'm going to try this first. So that one's even higher, and then I'm going to write that one, and we'll see what that does. Come on. Come on. It's giving me a couple of pops. Come on, you can do better than that. Alright, so a friend of mine came over and we were screwing around with the settings and everything else. We turned injector duty cycle insanely high. We had spark insanely high, and we dropped one down and then the other and all this other stuff, and we just couldn't get it to fire. We could get it to pop. Every now and then we could get it to pop. You hold your foot on the throttle, I mean to the floor. Hold the gas pedal all the way down. Eventually it would pop and it would start to go, and the highest it would get maybe 400 RPM, but it'll go pop, 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 pop. That's full throttle. So, eventually, you know, we're screwing around with the distributor, we're moving it back and forth, and we're pretty much coming to the conclusion that it's probably the distributor is bad. So I've been spending all this time trying to tune all these variables and everything else, and it's just doing nothing. So I'm going to replace the distributor, so that's even more money. And then we're going to go from there and see if that fixes the problem. Oh, and I figured out a solution to another one of the problems. Every time I would try to do the fuel multiplier, every time I would change that 240 to 440, it wouldn't stick. And it's not going to do it again right now, I can see, because it doesn't have that little menu thing right there. So I'm going to go to fuel multiplier again, and it's back to 240. So here's how to fix that. You have to turn on your fuel tools, and then this pops up. And you say, okay, yes, and then you can do it now. Now it's got this little advanced menu right here. So now when you change it to 440 and click OK, when you come back, it's changed now. So that's one more problem solved. And you have to do that every single time that you open it. So if you close it like I just did, and then you try to reopen it again, I'm going to reopen that. No, that one ain't there. Reopen that one, and then fuel multiplier, and it's not there now. So you have to reopen that. You have to redo the fuel tools every single time you close Chrome and reopen it. It does not automatically do it for you. Now, while I'm waiting on having the money to be able to afford a new distributor, and I'm going to get one with a lifetime warranty, so when that sucker goes out, I'll be able to get a replacement. One thing you want to do if you upgrade your injectors, always make sure you follow your lines back to wherever they go, and that comes over to here, to this little box over here, which is some kind of a resistor box or impedance box. I can't remember what the hell it was called. Impedance box? I mean, whatever it is, you want to make sure you unhook that if your injectors required you to do so. Now, typically,
anything other than stock is going to require you to do that. So always make sure beforehand, if you're buying injectors on eBay or something like that, make sure you ask the seller if you need to be doing that, and get your dead time information, all the injector programming information that you're going to need when you're trying to tune on the laptop. Otherwise, it's an absolute guessing game. Take it from the guy who's been spending way too much time trying to figure out how to tune his crap. It'll save you a lot of time in the long run. New distributor. 1342. Let's see if it works. I advanced the distributor, nothing. I retarded it, nothing again. Oh, what the hell? Or is it more likely that the cylinders are flooded with fuel? Makes me wonder if there's a way that I can turn the injectors off, let the engine turn over a couple of times, get some of that fuel out of the cylinder, or do I need to just increase the spark? It's at 16.5. Now I'm assuming that this is how much it retards the ignition. I'm not sure about that at all. 16.5, that sounds like typical running retarded timing to me. If I retard it to 10, we'll write that. Let's advance it up to, say, 25. Assuming that is what I'm doing. Now, as soon as I pushed the gas pedal, that time the check engine light came on. Opening old tunes and loading new ones. That one's all screwed up. Write it. See what it does. Sounds to me, as quickly as them cylinders are moving up and down, the pistons, sounds to me like there's a lot of lubrication in there, so there's a lot of fuel, and you can smell it too. So see, this says cam ignition. It doesn't say timing, it just says ignition. So is that meant to be the same thing as timing? Oh god, I wish I knew more about this crap. Everything's set at 13. Okay, let's raise some of these up. 15. That's the lambda, that's the air-fuel ratio. Injector duty cycle is at 17. We will drop that way the hell down. 4, 3. Come on. Okay, don't want to go any lower. Screw you then. Let's write that. Sun's going down, battery's going flat. Screw it till tomorrow. Alright, let's see if I can break this down. I've tried tuning, nothing doing. I've tried swapping ECUs, nothing doing. I've tried swapping the distributor, nothing. It's got spark, it has air. The only thing I'm not entirely sure on is fuel. Now, my fuel gauge reads just below the full mark. I'm pretty sure that that's working. But let's assume for a second that for whatever reason it stopped working when I took it to the guy that screwed up my engine and transmission and everything else. So let's assume for a second that's not working. how the hell do I check and see how much fuel is in this thing? I've already opened up the gas door, I've already looked inside, I can't see down in there. So let's see if I gotta jack this thing up and see if I can find the fuel drain plug and see if there's any actual fuel in it. So I'm under the rear of the vehicle. Tires are jacked up so the whole thing doesn't crush me. This is the fuel tank. This is the passenger side. This is the driver side, forward facing. Let's see. The fueler, the fuel filler hose is on this side, the driver's side. I'm not seeing any kind of a plug like I'm used to on the majority of vehicles that I work on, which means I won't be able to... Oh, wait, there it is. Sweet. But before I go through that hassle, I got a much lazier idea, which is to just simply you hear all that reverberation? That means there's no fuel in the damn fuel tank. I just wanna die. And unfortunately, this time of night, I got no way of going and getting any gas. But as soon as I pour some fuel into it, it should fire right up. Data is written. Come on. That's a new one. Come on, damn it, you got gas. So it still ain't wanting to start, so I'm going to try switching the injector wiring around. Now I was told by the guy that did my first tune that it doesn't matter what wire you hook them up to, but just in case it does, I will switch them, and if that doesn't do anything, if I can't even get any kind of a pop, then I'll just switch one of them back and forth, see what happens. So to save time, I will do this one first, and if I can at least get one cylinder to pop, then that means I've got the wiring backwards, and it means that it does matter. Of course, if this doesn't change anything, then what it means is I'm going to probably end up having to hook up the stock injectors, because that was the last time this thing was running. Nope. So now the question becomes, do I bother wasting my time and try to do them all in this configuration, or do I just put the stock injectors back in? It's not what I want to do, but it's what I got to do. So I got one of the stock ones hooked up, I got the 440 Subaru ones taken out, and now I got to hook this impedance box or resistor box or whatever the hell it's called back up. This won't make the car start. This won't fix the entire problem, won't make it start and run and all that other shit until I hook up the other injectors. That's if the injectors are the problem. Okay, let's write the original. Nope. Titles, open. Right. It's the fucking injectors. Boom. It popping, that's all I needed to know. Whatever the hell, for whatever reason, those damn things don't work anymore. So, let that be a lesson to you, kids. Just because it ran when pulled doesn't mean it's going to run again. So now, since these wires are too short down here, I gotta heat up the soldering gun because I can't twist and tape like I did over here. And done. Sounds like it's getting flooded out. Injector duty cycle. Oh yeah, there's... Let's see, try that one. Lower the injector duty cycle a couple. Try pushing the gas. Okay, maybe it needs more fuel. Right. About 2 more. Let's go 4. What the hell's that? What the hell was that? Possible backfire? Oh, that was the let's set that top dip. Set my distributor. Now, bring these all back down. Okay, should I retard it or advance it? Go down to 18 and write it, and that's for the ignition locam timing or ignition thing. Okay, let's go down one more. Take it down to 17. Right. Take it down to 16. Right. Damn it. Aw. 15. Right. I see a little bit of smoke or something. I don't think. I'm gonna go back to 16. Right. Injector duty cycle. Bring that down 2. Why does it and then die out? Why does it start to get strong and then die out? I don't get that. Bring the injector duty cycle down more. Oh, it wants more, okay.
if I can do live tuning now. Nope, son of a bitch. So at least now I've got it running. So now I can start to actually try to fine tune this thing. I still need to know what the hell these are actually for. This 17 all the way down to negative 325. I mean, one would assume that that's timing, that it's retarded 17 degrees. And then when it's running wide open at the highest boost, or when it's running boost, then it should be at -3, so it'd be advanced. That's my assumption anyway. I have no idea. Well, this could explain why it's idling weird. So looking online, one thing that people say is that you need to remove the J12 jumper in order to do data logging. Now looking on other people's, the J12 was over here, but it was going this way. Yeah, mine's been removed. Come on, where is it? Right there. But as you can see, it's been removed. There's no resistor there anymore. So the majority, I guess, there's only a couple of programs out there that don't actually require you to remove that in order to do data logging. But for Chrome, in my case, you do have to remove it. Mine has been removed, so that means whatever my issue is, it's something else. Either that burned out chip or something else. And according to HondaTech.com, this guy's saying that it's a bug with Chrome version 1.6 and so on and so on. So he's saying that I have to use an older version and try that. Alright, I've downloaded all these different drivers and USB port cleansers or whatever the hell. So I'm going to install these. If that doesn't work, I have one final option. And apparently how you install that is you have to have this, the red one, and then you have to open up one of these other ones and drop its contents into the file, the folder that you have this file in, and then you can install it. So it looks like that's done. Let's check it out and see if it worked. Alright, so enhancements, remove checksum routine. Okay. Enhancements, quick data logger. Okay. Now, this real-time programming. Okay, now you're supposed to be able to turn the key now to the on position. Check engine light should be on. Okay, that was right. Okay, I'll try that one.
toggle real-time programming? No. He said to turn it off, and then it should. Nope. Did not do anything like the guy said it was going to in the forum. So that's another wash. In any event, I got a friend that supposedly also has Chrome and also has the Moates data logger and all that stuff. So I'm going to see if I can get some time to go over to his house and try to hook my ECU up to it, see if it works or not. We'll hook it up to his ECU, see if his works, see if mine works, do different combinations back and forth, and see what the hell's going on. See if maybe mine's just faulty, or if there's something wrong with my ECU. I don't think it's computer related. It's either ECU or it's hardware. It's the cords and the emulator and everything itself. So my AEM wideband gauge arrived today with an unusable folded sticker. It's got some interchangeable faces here. Unfortunately, the black one's the only one that has the lambda on it. The white one doesn't have anything on the back of it, but I'm going to be using only the white one anyway, so it's got a couple of interchangeable faces here. That's kind of cool. One thing that I'm not real pleased about is this little tab down in here. You got to turn that little dial, apparently, according to what little information there is in these instructions. You have to set one of these numbers here, turning that, and there's no indicator on here at all as to which way it's facing. One thing I liked about my glow-shift gauge is it actually had an arrow engraved into that, so it actually showed you where it was pointing, but this one's just flat. But apparently the one I want for this thicker dotted line over here for air-fuel ratio, I'm assuming, AFR Autronic emulation, whatever, as opposed to AFR nursed emulation, or small voltage range, or gauge default. It's going to be an absolute guessing game. So I'm going to throw the white face on there, the air-fuel ratio, because that's the one I want. And then I will, I'm going to set the sucker to P3. So I'm going to have to go, it looks like it's pointed at P0, I'm guessing. Unless it's already pointed at P3, but it says default is P0 and P1. So if it's not pointed down here, it's pointed up here. So I'll rotate that around. Hopefully I'll feel little ridges as it's being turned around. Otherwise it's going to be an absolute guessing game. So I had to buy this wideband kit because I can't get my damn data logger to work with the stock narrowband. So we'll see how this thing works. I mean, for 150 bucks, it's one of the cheaper AFR kits, but for being a name brand company as AEM is supposed to be, this is my first AEM branded thing I've ever bought. But for the fact that these instructions are unreadable, unusable, and I had to make my own little marks on there to try to guess where it's supposed to go, and I turned it around and there are no ribs in there, so you can't, it's absolute guessing game. So since this is the first thing I've ever bought from these guys, and I'm at a loss here. I mean, I thought these guys were better than this. Anyway, we'll install it and hopefully it works. One thing that's cool about this gauge is that it does actually thread straight into the stock narrowband, which is here. It actually fits the same threading. Now, I have heard that some people's widebands are smaller or bigger or whatever and don't fit a stock one. But in this case, this one does. Now, for wiring it up, the black to the negative, the red to the positive, these are different serial imports. The blue one actually goes to the data logger. But since I don't have a data logger, let's check this out. And now it's ready to go. Looks like it's flashing on the screen. It's not flashing to my eyes though.
That was weird. Why the hell did it do that? Maybe it's detecting that there is no, that the engine's not actually running. Maybe? Well, let's see what we can do about changing that. Interesting. Come on. Whoa, that's taken a long time. Okay, let's just reopen one of my older ones. What the hell? Would they all move or something? Windows 10, I tell you, what the hell? Okay, there's that one. That's the one I want. Okay, yeah, there we go. Right, that one. Why the hell is it taking so long? That's concerning. It's 10. How well you can read that, but damn, we gotta change that. Ooh, lots of smoke. Okay. Injector duty cycle. Down 5, right. Still writing, okay. Change the ignition. Bring that down. Oh, come on. Bring them all down to 15 ish. Jesus, that's taking forever. Still 10. Injectors way down right. Yeah, what the hell? It still says 10 after all that. There's a lot of smoke. Alright, I will have to get back to this later. So, good question. If I unhook the stock narrowband and don't have it actually drilled into a spot, does that affect it? I mean, if I made a bunch of changes and it didn't do anything. So, that'll be the next thing I do. Drill a hole, put that one in there, and hook it back up, and then we'll try again. Well, guys, I'm so close to just giving up on this damn thing. I don't know if it's the ECU is burned out to the point that it is just unusable, or what the hell is going on. Every time I write a tune to it, I get the car running, then I go off to do something else. When I come back, car doesn't want to work. I put gas in it, car still doesn't want to work. I change the tune again to another tune that I had on there where the car was running, still doesn't want to run. It's either the ECU or I'm just not getting something, which I don't think is the case because Crome is not difficult to use. I've had it running multiple times and I make changes and everything's working fine. I walk away, I come back, all of a sudden shit's hit the fan or something. Apparently the car doesn't like to be left alone. A feeling of abandonment or something like that, and it starts to retaliate against me, so it decides, screw you, I'm not going to work now. But I suspect the ECU is bad. I don't have $200 to replace the damn thing. I've hooked up the stock P06 instead of the P28. I'm going to see if I can get it to run with that. If I can't, I might have to chalk this car up to my loss. You know, it's just I cannot get this son of a bitch to run and stay running consistently, reliably. I don't want to upload a video where I failed, but it's looking like that's what's gonna be happening. So we'll give it a shot. Well, it did more than it's done before, popping. Doesn't smell flooded out. I'll make some adjustments to the distributor, bring it forward, and then try it again. So now it's in the center. Let's try this shit again. Distributor all the way over. Why the hell won't you start? You got gas, you got air, you got spark. Brand new distributor. Brand new $150 air fuel ratio gauge. $350 fucking boost controller. Why don't you want to fucking run? You won't run with that ECU, you won't run with that one. You see what I'm talking about? I had the tunable ECU hooked up. I couldn't even get it to pop. As soon as I hook up the stock one, it pops a couple of times, starts to run, but I gotta hold my foot down on the floor, and the RPMs are like 200, and now it's not doing anything. What the hell? So just for the hell of it, I just dumped another 5 gallons into that son of a bitch. That fucking beeping wasn't so goddamn loud. Maybe I could hear the fuel pump. If I knew where that stupid thing is, I think it's behind there. Firing order is set. I haven't changed anything. Timing marks are dead on because I was driving it, so that was after I got it back from the transmission guy. I think we're gonna have to call this a wash. I'm fucking gonna try to offload this thing on somebody, just get rid of it somehow, and just be done with it. Fuck. This is gonna be the last damn Honda I own. Screw this shit. I'm not 13 years old anymore. Fuck you, Honda. Fuck. If you drive a Honda, man, fuck you. You know, I'm done with this. I'll give it one last thing. I'm gonna pull the plugs out, see how they look. I mean, fuck. I mean, Christ, I've got $1,400 worth of turbo stuff, $1,500 for the car, $1,000 plus for the transmission. Got to be close to $1,000 for the engine modifications, the pistons and everything. That I've never had this level of difficulty with any car that I've ever worked on, ever. Why the hell is this one? Why is this one out of a million fighting me so damn hard? Well, it's corroded, it's wet. I'll run it through a wire brush, I'll check the gap on it, shove it back in there, do that to all of them, and see if it does anything. Though my expectations are very low at this point. That's a good question. How does a cylinder flood with fuel when you're using the stock ECU and the stock injectors? Anybody? That's a damn good question. I'd like to know it. I know how to make that happen with a carbureted engine, but with a computer controlled one, that shit shouldn't happen. Well, everything's been gapped and checked and cleaned and emery clothed and wire brushed and all kinds of shit, and gave it enough time so that the cylinders could air out and get all that extra fuel that's still in there out. So this should be it. If this ain't it, I don't know what then. $14.9. Holding the gas. Oh, it's idling by itself. I think it's just water vapor, steam from when I pulled the radiator up. I'm curious if this thing will drive around the yard like this. So, let's try this shit again. The whole time I was doing that driving, this thing was reading 10. So 10-to-1 fuel, air to fuel ratio, which means this thing's running super rich. I actually think it was more than 10-to-1 because I think it only goes to 10. So, let's try this now. It's got the injector duty cycle really low. Shouldn't flood it out. Okay. It's idling. See, now what the issue was is I would shut all this down and I'd be all, hey, job well done, I'm finally on the right track. I'd come out the next day and I'd try to start it and it wouldn't want to start. We're at 11. Alright, let's see if we can... Fuck, I don't know. Let's try ignition instead of screwing with the fuel. Let's take this sucker down to 10 from 19 1/4. Oh. Let's see what that does. Right. According to this thing, it didn't do a damn thing. What the hell was that about? I barely pushed the gas. So it just, yeah, okay. This is 12. 1, right. 11.8, 11.6. Can't make up its mind what it's doing. I'll go up one more, and we'll write that. I need to get those numbers. I need to get that up to 13. Up one more, right. This ain't doing shit. Went up 2. Go up 5. Go up another 5. Go up 10. Slowly push on the gas, see what it does. Whoa. Why the hell did it just leaned out all of a sudden? I was barely even pushing the gas. I was just very slow. And then just all of a sudden it reached that one point where it just hit 15 and then shot all the way up. Dead injector, maybe? I mean, what were we at? About 1,000, so that was 3%. Do you want more than 3%? Is that what you're trying to say? Is 3% too much for you? Go 4% at 1,000. Right. It's at 11 now. Just tap it. Shoots up to 13, wants to die. Slowly push the gas. Spiking when it's doing that IAC. Yeah, it's running out of gas right there. I mean, what, you want more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll take that fucker up to 10 then. Okay, we'll do 8% for 1,000, right? When I just tap the throttle like that, all of a sudden it hits 17 to 1. And that's way lean. Oh, God. Okay, I'll screw around with this for a while. I think what's happening is that as soon as it detects that it's going into boost, because I was only trying to get this one over here, just the before boost stuff, as soon as that hit 0 pretty much, that's as soon as the fuel was cutting out and the throttle was dropping back down. So let's tune all of this together. Take that up to 3%. Okay. Too much. For whatever damn reason, it's just too much. Okay, what are you reading now? Yeah, you're leaning out as soon as that hits. Okay, let's see if we can adjust just the boost here. Okay, right that. Oh yeah, now it's not doing it. But I got got too much in it. Still trying to lean out at certain RPMs. Still reading 10 though. Wish that fucker would stay still. So I was, for whatever reason, it was still reading 10 or lower. So for whatever reason, it's still throwing too much fuel into it. But no matter what, every time I kept bringing it down, it would still try to die out. And then as soon as it started to go into boost, as soon as it started to hit where that IAC, that IACV valve, or whatever the hell, idle air control valve, whatever the hell that thing is called, as soon as it hit that point, and then the throttle was going brum, 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 brum. As soon as it hit that point right there, just above the 1, anytime it hit that, all of a sudden this sucker would go from 10 up to about 13 and all the way up to 17, just bouncing back and forth. So, Jesus, I don't know. Maybe I'll get the hang of it. Maybe I won't. Keep asking my so-called friends. And if you fuckers are watching these videos, then fuck you assholes. But I keep asking them to come over. A couple of them have tuning stuff. A couple of them have ECUs that I could have tried to help me try to smooth this process along. But those fuckers wouldn't show up, so couldn't give me the time of day. Fucking assholes. So I need to figure something out here. I don't know what. So I'm pretty much in it. I really have two options. One, fuck around with it till I get it, which I think this video's over an hour long at this point. I don't know. I haven't looked at it. But yeah, once I get down to editing this sucker, it's going to be pretty high up there. So I'm thinking maybe, because this was only supposed to be a 3-part video, tuning this sucker. Now, I've done a lot of stuff and shown you a lot of trial and error along the way, so maybe if you're having those issues, you know, go through the things that I did, maybe they'll help you out. But option 2 that I've got, there's a new dyno guy in town, but we're talking 300 and some bucks to do that. He should be able to tune on Chrome, so if I ever want to make a change in the future or whatever. But yeah, go to him, pay that money, and then do that in the next video. I mean, it's running, it's driving at this juncture. I'll come out here tomorrow, fucking open up the computer and try to turn the key and it won't start. But it's running and driving right now, so I'm gonna call this a success, and I'll probably just end up springing for a dyno tune. So we'll fucking go make a video of that, and then see what this thing can do on a dyno, see how much horsepower it makes. At this point, I just want to do this at full boost and just watch the rods go chucking out the fucking top of this sucker, and just make a nice little hood scoop. That's pretty much where I'm at with this car. So couldn't give a shit less if it blows up. Fuck it. But yeah, maybe I'll just yeah, fuck it. Next time you see this car, it'll be on the dyno. We'll get it professionally tuned, because again, when I started this video, I told you I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So shit, it's my bedtime anyway. So yeah, hope this video's been educational for you. I hope you've learned something. Hope it helps. I will see you guys in the next video, which will be a dyno video. Oh, before I go, in addition to all that, I'm going to do something that I've never seen anybody do before in any video ever. And I'm going to take all of the base maps and everything that I've created on my computer. I'm going to upload them so that you guys can download them, try them out for yourselves. Maybe one of them will work for you. Maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, there you go.